And I'm going to quickly scout my home page for the live stream. Here we go. Prep time is prep time. Here we go. Launch, engage CSS. Brilliant. Launch, engage okay. CSS. And over here, I want to open up Streamlabs. Streamlabs und I also want to move the microphone a little bit closer. And I believe for the most part that is it. And lastly, let's open up this project. And I would like to move. Oh yeah. Monitor not doing so well for now. 1 second. I'll be right back. Monitor not doing so well for now. 1 second. I'll be right back. I see my monitor is still spazzing out. Okay, the first thing I want to do is I want to check whether or not the shenanigans at the first level with the light system are still there. Whether or not that was a temporary thing and I ended up fixing what was not broken. Also, let me make sure that I'm not actually talking over myself. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. Hey, my monitor is now online. So that is good. Which means that I can actually finally do the thing with this stuff. Go on my home page, pull up the live view, bring up the pop-out chat, bring that over there. Same thing with the Twitch chat. Pop out. Bring that over there. And I'm actually going to swap them. I'll like the Twitch one on the left, YouTube one on the right. And that is it. let's see. Status. Yeah. are my glasses? It's a mystery. Need goddamn Wright brothers here to find my freaking glasses, man. The Hardy Boys, man. Full-blown investigation. Where have you last seen your glasses? Alright. Whatever. Figure it out later on. Alright. Twitter. Twatter. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should shoot a new video for that thing. So I will load up the very first room. Excuse me, I'm already streaming. I think yesterday I was actually, hold on a second, I think I was recording my entire stream as well as streaming. So I should probably delete that video because it's going to be taking up a lot of my space. Yeah, 3 fucking gigabytes. And no you don't. Delete that. Brilliant. Now it's still taking up space, just a little bit less space. So, I'll go ahead and say, hide the lights. Ah, man. Let's not do that now. That should be good enough. So I will post this. Post this over here. Stream temp folder. Get that up there. Come on. Is the thing gonna do the thing? Or is the thing a little bitch now? Alright, maybe it's just gotta load the file yet. Okay. So over here, I'm gonna move on to the next level. Finally. As a matter of fact, I do need to edit just a few little bits. So, I'm just gonna say editing mode equals none. It can be none lights, light masks, and shadows. And Jenko, how's it going? Haven't checked out the video you sent me. Haven't had a chance. It literally just got up like 40 minutes ago. Okay, so I know. I don't wanna just skim over it and just, you know. I'll watch it in a little bit. Actually, fuck it. I'll launch it right now. I'm just not gonna have the audio playing through the thing. It's 2 minutes long. I just got your message. Okay, 1 sec. Let's watch the video. What are texture pages? Ah, okay. Okay. Sounds good. Got it. So the first value for the debug overlay is the amount of texture swaps. So that's the kind of thing I'd probably want to keep down to a minimum. Okay. Okay. So, when I say debug mode, wait, this is draw event. I don't need this. Yeah, sounds good. Drop in anytime. Thanks for dropping by. Okay, right. Something tells me you can't use the switch statement with strings, can you? Unless you can. And this is a different error altogether. Switch. Editing mode. Maybe I just screwed up the syntax. Switch. Ah, that's right. There we go. some reason, Twitter is refusing to open up the video that I shot for this level. I don't know why. I'll figure it out. Okay, so first of all, if this has to be in the draw event, if it's true, damn it. Do this. Editing mode. Now this should not be taking place at the mouse, x of mouse y. This is vx vy plus 40. So I'll do draw set color, see white. I will also do the same thing, except this time I say C black and do 41 and X plus 1, just so that I can have a here we go. Let's have a sort of a backlight. In fact, I think this one's got to be plus 1 and 41. So this is not going to do much right now. So first of all, we need to say so we've got OP. So this is actually where I'm going to be editing light is equals OP is for the light mask. Editing mode equals lights and P. Editing mode is equals shadows and right, this whole thing. Now I need to also only display the type of thing that I'm selecting. So if I go to object large, I'm going to tell it to only draw the lines if obj ambient master dot heading mode is equals to, this is for large, so this is for hold on a minute. Light masks. Let's do light masks. So shadows. This has to be light masks. And the thing has to be light masks. Here we go. In the draw event, follows true, and editing mode does not equals to none. Okay. Next draw event. So this is if the drawing mode, and we're actually drawing the masks. That's for the large, this is for the small. So if light masks, draw this stuff. Now large shadows. Also draw this, only this stands for shadows. Not draw a line, just draw this. Phi. Seems like everybody's getting sick lately. Damn spring, flu season's coming up. It sucks. Gotta keep it warm. Zekrons has joined me on Twitch. Thanks for dropping by, sir. How's it going? What are you up to? Are you also a game developer, or just looking for some alternative forms of entertainment? Okay, so this thing's supposed to. Okay, so my best guess is the key is not recognized. You got any projects you're working on? Anything show worthy? Something's got screenshots, videos. Let's see if this works. Sitting here thinking, I must have forgotten something. Of course, I've forgotten the salts. Okay. So this thing is now supposed to be reacting. Alright, see, right on. It's not a roguelike game, is it? I had somebody in the Twitch chat talk about they were making a Metroid like game, and I'm like, roguelike, Metroid-like? Huh. I see the trend. Okay, so this thing does not want to switch, so how about I'll switch that to Q. I said Q. Coxie's here. How's it going? Any chance of a breakdown of what I'm doing and basically how your engine works? Thanks. So I've been, for the past like 3 days, I've been trying to figure out the most optimal way for handling the lighting system. So I have essentially, I'm running 3 surfaces. One of the surfaces collects all the lights, and then I use the blending mode, BM, SRC, color, in order to cut out the shadows from all those lights. And I'm building shadows using buffers, vertex buffers. Then I have a second surface which collects all of the lights again, but this time the lights have 2 sprites to them: the mask light and the blending light. So the blending one is black and white, like because with additive blending mode, black doesn't add, white adds, and anything between adds proportionally. And the mask one is essentially transparent where the light isn't supposed to be, and opaque where the light is supposed to be. So the second surface collects all the lights on the black and white scale, and once again I'm also using the shadows buffer in order to cut out the shadows in the blending mode as well. So that, because the thing is, I can place a light, but you can't add color to it with the regular lighting system. So you need to have 2, right? With the conventional lighting system, you draw the black surface and then you cut out the holes where the lights are supposed to be. And that's how you see through the holes, and it looks like it's lighting, right? But you can't add color to it. You need to draw that sprite again outside of the surface and add a blending mode to it. So that's why I have so many lights that it's just easier to put into a surface. And the third surface is essentially the darkness surface, from which I cut out my lights that have the shadows already cut out of them, and then I add the surface with the blend lights, and it actually looks pretty cool. Like here, this is not this one, but this is the first level that I've actually gotten the light system completed in. In fact, I gotta redo the lighting for a second there. So if my little editing tool is going to work, I can actually show this to you right now. I just need to Vx plus V width divided, no, that's Vy, plus V width divided by 2, X plus V width divided by 2. Okay, here we go. Let's see if this works. Oh, and yesterday Janko helped me out with figuring out why there were performance issues. Apparently there were a lot of sprites that I did not have any sprite management done via texture pages. So if you go like tools, texture groups, all of my sprites were under one same texture page. And I had some pretty big sprites, like even animated big sprites for the main menu on the splash screen. And they were all in the default texture page. So they were taking up all the space. So all the small stuff, like all my tiles, all my sprites, were actually all my tiles and all my sprites were distributed among like the different texture pages. So the program had to keep constantly addressing different texture pages in order to load all the sprites that belong at this level, right? So anyways, these are the shadows. It looks really cool, to be honest. Like, it adds so much ambience to the level. So what I want to do, is quickly redo the lighting, because the way the lighting works, since I'm using vertex buffers, you can actually set up like right over here. Basically, I have physical objects that I create the lights, the shadow positions, and then I press a button and it collects all the data from all those objects into the vertex buffers. So over here, I'm actually using the position and color, and I'm setting the color. You can set the alpha value of the shadow. So this basically means that I can have shadows that have different shadow values and fading shadows just by using vertex buffers without anything else. So that is really cool. That's basically what I really want to do right now. I just need to fix one thing where it doesn't display the tools. Okay, editing. Okay, so this was in the step event up here somewhere. Yeah, okay, so none. So if it's case none, then it's got to be lights. If it's lights, it's got to be light masks. If it's light masks, it's got to be shadows. So, and finally with the lights, with the lights, instead of pressing L, keyboard pressed L, toggle lights icon for light objects. Def toggle. Okay, so this is, I just want to say, instead of pressing L, I'm just going to say if editing mode is equals to lights. Oh, and okay, I'm gonna have to check that out, because unless Janko has actually sent me his video, because Janko sent me a video on texture page handling this morning. Let me see if it's the same video. Texture swaps. Okay, so now he showed me this one. So I'm gonna have to look at your video as well, because that sounds like it's really useful. And I'm gonna probably post this in the Twitch chat as well, just for the sake of whatever's. Okay. So now I should be able to toggle between. Yeah. Well, if you've watched the GM Wolf's video, I'm pretty sure he covers the same information. But this doesn't say how you can deal with it. It just says, this is what it is, right? Okay, so... Oh, shit. Okay, so... I need to say... If this thing is true, set global thing to true, else false. Here we go. Okay, this is just so I could see the lights. Whoops, don't compile it. No, put a tab on it. Okay. Now I also want to go down here, and I probably don't need this variable anymore because I'm already combining all of the tools. This one, these ones, I'm combining all the tools with the other stuff. Oh, and I also need to go to the light object and say to also not draw, or to also not allow me to actually move and edit it unless I can actually do it. Okay, so this is drawing. Global def toggle. So this is what I was using before. So instead I'm gonna have to use obj amp kit master dot editing. So Zekrons, that's right. Okay, so tell me about your game. Kind of a, like, are we talking? See, I don't want to, out of respect, I don't want to say, is your game like this game or is your game like that game, because that just gets annoying, right? But usually people just kind of do that to get an idea of what kind of game you're making. Editing mode equals lights. Also, let me put up some music. Some background tunes. Battle Ordeal. Into the darkness together. Right. Okay. Here we go. So now that we can toggle through what exactly we're editing, like masks, shadows, I can go forth. In fact, I also don't want to be drawing the little triangle, the debug triangle, unless we're also not saying none. Here we go. And Okay, I got it. I got it. Huh. Okay. So I just had to check if that was actually working. Okay. So what I want to do is first of all drop in the object. Drop in the object that allows me to just kind of fly in the room. Fly around there. No. So here we go. Now I don't want to be editing lights. Oh, man, the glare from this, from the reflection of my shirt is just disturbing, distracting. Actually, I mean, shadows. So what I want to do is with the shadows, I'll press U. I'll quickly pluck in 3 points, press I, and get rid of the existing shadows. So what I want to do here is essentially get the sense of get the sense of where I want these rays to come out. Okay, so there is a little bit of a snag there. It's the fact that I actually need the lights to display that line. So with ambient light kit, so I don't need to edit the light, but I do want that little line that tells me where the light center is. Let's see. And it was somewhere right at the center. There we go. So this stuff, I want to be outside of whether or not the lights, like whether or not it's the dev mode. I'll actually want the dev mode still. But only if the shading is true, so I could see the centers of those lights. Now, I'm not sure if Mr. Raymond has subscribed to me because he saw one of my videos, or whether or not he saw the live stream. Alright. Here we go. Let's go edit those shadows. So I want to actually see the light. And I want to be editing the light, the shadows. Let me add, I really need to just kind of work on the UI for this thing, because important, basically. Now, so if editing mode is equals to light masks, light masks, yes. Then I need to draw a bunch of stuff here. Okay. So this for the light. P, or I should say O. Creating light points. Actually, let me make this easier. Message. Just do this. It'll be so much easier. Okay. Displace. Y displace equals 17 plus Y displace plus Y displace. Okay. So now I can actually do this several times. Press O. Enter. New light point set. Create 3x light point set. Okay, so this is gonna be 34. And finally, P save buffer with all the shadows. Set alpha point alpha. And so these are light masks. tab plus mouse scroll sets ambient light. Yeah, how about this? 16. Yeah, sure. 16. There. Okay, it's much easier for me if I just do this. 17 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 5. I think that is actually, these are all the messages for the shadow creation. P, save buffer with all the shadows. Okay, lights. There we go. Creating 3 light points set. Enter. New light point set. Mouse scroll while moving point to set point alpha. Tab plus mouse scroll sets ambient light. Oh, tab. Yeah, that's right. Interesting. Hey, GM Wolf. Oh man. While you're here, Coxie says you have a video on texture pages, because yesterday Jenko and I have figured out that I had some performance issues due to storing a lot of large sprites and animated sprites and just humongous stuff that only appears in the splash screen and main menu. And it was taking up the texture page for all of my like level assets, which, you know, upped the texture swaps, and I ended up having like huge glitches right in the middle of levels. I'm not sure if you do, but Coxie says you do, so I don't know. I need to like displace this. Yeah, that would be nice. Call sprite flush. Let me actually look into that. Okay. So this is for when I'm doing light masks. Now this is for when I'm doing shadows. Shadows is a bit different. Left shift, right shift. I think it's L, left shift plus mouse scroll. Actually, this. What was it called? Mouse scroll wheel or moving point. This has nothing to do with this one, actually. Yeah, that's actually what I've done yesterday. It's all the menu and splash screen stuff. I've moved to a separate texture page. That got rid of the glitches right up. So essentially, I still have to manually actually use the, let's see, sprite flush. Okay, so just like with the sprite prefetch, there's also a sprite flush multi where you can supply an array of sprites. It would be nice to automate that system. You know, just go through all the asset layers, figure out what kind of assets I have in those layers, and make an array and unload it when I'm exiting. That would be good. You know, we're just thinking. Yeah, even Django says that the whole system is just very poorly documented, aside from like a few things that explain what texture pages do. What I'm more interested is figuring out what is the more efficient way of creating your texture pages. Do you create your texture pages per level? Do you create it per types of assets, like one texture page for all my tiles, one texture page for all my asset layer assets, so just regular sprites, one asset layer for, you know, or is it one asset layer for one set of levels that uses the same, generally the same sprites, one asset layer for a different level types, like for example underground levels where the sprite tiles, where it uses different tiles. Okay, so per level is probably the best. Okay, I got it. Yeah, this function here. And sprite prefetch multi. Right, so but this is basically taking the process of loading stuff manually. But what if you forget a bunch of sprites? Is GameMaker still gonna load them up, or are you basically, by using these functions, you take on the responsibility of loading stuff accurately and not forgetting about it? creates the shadow point set. New shadow. Right shift, enter. Creates a new point set. Left shift. No, that's not right. It's still just mouse scroll wheel. But now it's left shift plus tab. Plus mouse scroll wheel. Global shadow alpha. And then press I. Save buffer with all the shadows. This is actually all the masks. Light masks. Okay, let's see if this works. Imagine the level runs without ever using a sprite until halfway through the level. By default, you only load the texture when you first draw the texture. Ah! So if it happens in the middle of the game, it will stutter as it loads the texture. Yes, that's exactly what was happening on my end. So you can tell it to load at the start of the level instead, so it doesn't hang. Same with flushing. I had a very finicky but rudimentary same idea for making sure that it loads up all the sprites for the level. Basically, before I figured out, before Janko helped me figure out all the stuff with the texture pages, I was actually gonna write a piece of code that basically, while you're still in the load menu, because the way the load menu works is the last level, like I can actually get to the load menu here. Well, okay, not now, but essentially the last level, you enter the elevator and then the load menu pops up and it switches rooms and the load menu is still on the screen. So I was gonna have a piece of code that said, okay, while we're still in the load menu, grab the camera object and just literally cycle through all the positions in this room. Right, and I wouldn't use like a loop because that wouldn't work. I would use an actual if statement that would quickly go through the entire width and height of the room, and thus displaying all of the assets and loading them up. And you know, if the stutters were there, we're still on the loading menu, so it would actually still do it. And then, you know, once it returns to the start and loading menu goes away. That was basically my finicky solution to that. Oh man. Oh, what the fuck. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh yeah, that's right, okay. So I gotta do plus here. I think today I am finally gonna be able to, for more or less, just work on the aesthetics of the levels and just place stuff. So, I mean, I know obviously all programming is just never gonna be done. I'm always gonna find stuff that I still need to program, but for now, I just want to finish up the visuals of all the levels. Finish up all the tiles, all the decorative objects, all that stuff. Alright, here we go. Let's edit those shadows. So, editing light masks. Editing shadows. Press I. Wrong key. I have not created that buffer. I'm gonna have to put some redundancy stuff that makes sure that that does not happen. Okay. Here we go. So it's not I, it's just my documentation is wrong. Press U. For creating the 3 shadow point set. Okay, here we go. We can get this done. So, let me create these 3 points and get rid of the shadows I already had there. If I go to the light editing mode, flip on the shadows, I can actually trace the shadow thing, the shadow edge. And so now the shadows are there. The only thing is that I can still see there we go. Okay, so Shift Enter, create more points, snap, crackle, pop. That'll be 0. This will be 0. Press I. That creates the shadow. I can probably up the shadow strength a little bit. Good. Shift Enter. And I don't need to be with this shadow anymore. Go. Shift Enter. 1, 2, 3. Alright, tone it down. Tone this thing down. And press I. Beautiful. Shift Enter. 1, 2, 3. I can actually head up here and do that. Snap. I don't know, it's probably not a whole lot of math that goes into creating shadows, but it's, like all of my stuff is, there's a lot of mechanics, essentially, that are pretty manual. Like, masking, creating the masks. It's just the amount of time I would spend in creating an intelligent system is probably better off creating the game itself and the progressing the story and whatnot. You know. Yeah, it's true. The thing is that most of the tutorials I've seen on creating shadows are tutorials on tutorials that use square blocks. So if you have things like uneven shapes, suddenly you can't use the system anymore because it, like most of the systems I've seen, require you to define a square dimension of a shadow or a circular dimension of a shadow, right? And like even yo-yo games and a bunch of like marketplace assets that I've seen use the same system. So there's still limitations to how many points you can put in, just, you know, all kinds of stuff. So in order to battle that kind of stuff, you really have to like put in a lot of time into the creation of your system. You know, I'm not that masochistic. Okay, this looks good. Did I edit the points here? Yes. Okay. So this is the most amazing thing that I think about using vertices. It's the fact that I can actually set the transparency of each vertex in the shadow system. That to me is really freaking cool. Okay, so do that. Pick the light, E, and shadows. 1, 2, 3. Besides, I'm usually pretty scarce about how many lights and shadows I'm using. No. I'm only using 3 surfaces. The first surface, I'm basically containing all of my light sprites, the transparent ones, the ones that are supposed to punch through the darkness. I'm putting them into a surface, and then I am subtracting all the shadows from the buffer from these lights. So, you know, I clear the surface with the fully opaque color, so transparent, full transparency, draw all of my lights, then use blend mode subtract or blend mode SRC color in order to subtract all of these shadows from these lights. And you can only do it in a surface. After which I have a second surface which also collects all the lights, but this time it collects the blend mode lights, the one that are black and white, no transparency. That one is for setting like the ambient color of each light, which is stuff like okay. I just realized that one of my key shortcuts is overlapping. So stuff like this, right? Ambience. And the third surface is obviously the black surface that you cut out the surface with the lights and you do the blending with the other surface that's there. So if I go I, the green rectangle around the lights is the physical representation of where the light sprite ends. So if I'm drawing shadows on certain lights, I need to make sure that my shadow vertices are outside of that boundary, so that I know 100% that there's not going to be like a tiny little thing like over there that will still bleed through, right? Because sometimes you can't see the stuff. My monitor, like I'm doing this stuff on a like $100 TV that does not have near enough pixel density to display all of this stuff, right? And the color is all wrong. It's, you know, it's game development on a budget. You know, you can't get away with, or you can't do anything about it at this point. Okay, here we go. Not bad. Probably want to turn that one down a little bit. Nice. Nice. And same thing for this one. Shift enter. That. Snap. Put that one there. Snap that one to just one axis. And I probably want this one to also be at like 45. Okay, not bad. So these aren't like as prominent. Oh man, I went through like 3 different variations of this system and I have videos on all of them. I think if I'm gonna make this system available, I think I'll only make it available for my Patreons, because I'm broke as shit, man. Putting all my time in this game. Okay. So now I think all the lights are finally, all the shadows in this level at least, are finally appropriate. So now, let's not fuck this up. Editing shadows. So if I press I, let me actually witness the creation of that file. If I go to my roaming folder, Artec Rise. So here we go. So if I press I, there's the file. Now I don't need anything else, right? Actually I do. I need to move this light a little bit because it's a little messed up. Actually no, I don't. It's I adjusted the center position for this, the cage sprite, so I gotta move that up. So actually I'm all good. Okay, beautiful. So now yeah, I saw their tweet about looking at current games that are being developed. So the thing is, I'm running an old trailer. Like, when I say old, I mean when we just put up our game on Steam Greenlight. So it's like old. So I'll definitely need a new trailer. And this game is narration based, or it's a story based, so it has a narrative that needs to go forward. So like, considering that I don't have a budget for marketing, which sucks, I'm gonna be putting this game up on like itch.io and Game Jolt, but only as soon as I have a demo. Only when I have a demo, because I need to hit it like right at once. Sorry, when I have a demo and early access, because the early access is gonna be on Steam for people who want to continue playing the game. Demo is going to be available for free for anybody. You know, because without a marketing budget, it doesn't matter how good of a game you have. If you don't promote the shit out of it, you're basically just shit out of luck. Why is that thing selected? Oh my god. What the fuck? Delete. I am buffer. Yes, okay. I'm not sure what oh, there we go. Selection glitch. Not a fun glitch to have. So now my shadows should be here. IndieDB is dead, right? I have not seen any activities from like IndieDB in a long time. Like I think the only people who are on IndieDB are developers. Okay, so let me actually get rid of this object here. Beautiful. Ooh. No artifacts with the shadows. Okay, here we go. Another thing is that I'm starting to that elevator opening animation. Oh man, that's another thing that we did. We have completely replaced, like, I had this elevator animation actually done in Flash. So I made the sprite in Photoshop, then imported it to Flash and animated it there. Man, all those animation frames were taking up so much space on the texture page. So now I'm actually using paths. Now I'm actually using paths in order to animate the, like, all the mechanical stuff, doors, you know. Okay, I should wait. All the doors, all the elevator doors over there, because the paths are extremely reminiscent of the keyframes systems in programs like Adobe Flash, After Effects, and whatnot. Okay, Tim did say that this level is all about patience, so it's just such a slap on the face. Okay. And you have to jump up. You can't slide on these blocks. Oh. Like, especially when you can have actually like Bezier curves with the paths. You can actually get some pretty neat movements. Okay, so another thing that I need here is probably a little bit of foliage, because it's supposed to be this old decrepit place. Just a little bit of foliage. But I think I need new tiles for that. I mean, just a little bit. It would add a nice look to it. So below player, this one. And I've also had basically a purge of all the sprites that were remaining from the legacy game. Man, there is a huge problem though, and I filed a bug report about it. My debugger does not want to connect to the instance of this game. Like my whatchamacallit. If I create a new project in GameMaker Studio 2, the debugger's gonna connect to it and everything's gonna be fine. but this project was imported from 1.4. Also the sad thing is that there's very little that is actually left from that project. So it's just there, you know, this thing is just broken. I can't use the debugger. And one guy, Janko said that there was one guy, he actually found a forum post where he managed to fix it by making his project into a demo, uploading it to the marketplace as a private file, downloading it again through the marketplace manager, and that apparently fixed the issue for him. Unfortunately, my project is too big now, and like there's no asset that I can really delete to drop the file down. There's apparently like a 50 megabyte asset limit for uploads, so that sucks. I filed the bug report, see if they're gonna come back to me with something. Oof. Yeah, I filed the bug report, so it seems like it's a compatibility, the script that solves your compatibility stuff. Converting all your things, it's like, I don't know what to do. I can't really go diving into the project files. Although, to be honest, I think the project files, like the YYP files, is where I would probably find where the problem is. Because apparently they've been redoing the debugger for a while now, and the new debugger is apparently really good. So I'm like, come in handy right about now. I feel like these assets. You can change the color of images in the asset layers. Color. Ah, okay, so it basically uses a blend mode. Oh, no way, that is gonna be so fucking useful. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was thinking that these sprites are a little too bright. Oh, that is so fucking awesome. No fucking way. That is so cool. Oh, that's... Oh, that saves me so much time. I actually had multiple exported assets for this stuff. Like, look. I had... Like, look at this. Like, so does that mean I should actually do my assets in grayscale? Because I think that would probably work better. But I had, like, dark, teal, you know, different shades of green. Oh, man. Let me see. So what happens when I switch it to, like, red? It actually becomes red. Oh, but it combines the value too. So I think it would actually make sense. I think it would actually make sense to export these assets in grayscale. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So if it's white, it's the original color. If I go green, it's more green. If I go pink, okay, yeah, so it does blend the colors in. So that is really cool. So I'll probably start doing my assets in grayscale now. This is really cool. Thanks, man. Now we can actually adjust these assets to fit the contrast of the environment they're in. So I was thinking, it's like, this stuff is a little too bright. Man, so much worth the upgrade. So much worth the upgrade. These little things, when you discover these little tools, it's just... fantastic. Alright, so I've got about 24 of these levels to go through, as well as go over the ambience, and I have to build 2 more levels, but those are story levels. I just need to make a bunch of new tiles for those, because they're like office walls and office lights and whatnot, all that kind of stuff. Oh, this is so much better. Man, this is so much better. The only thing is, this one here, this thing here, I probably want to actually substitute it with something like this. So what's your new tutorial is about, by the way? The one that you posted an update on the forum, in the chat, in the status thing. Lighting system for GMS2. Okay. So what kind of a lighting system are you going with? Camera scaling rotation. Okay. Can you actually rotate the camera in Game Maker Studio? 2? Like, tilt it. You know, make this entire level look at an angle. Considering that it is still a 3D camera, even though it's a 2D world. Ah, oh, so much better. So much better. Oh yeah, and fix that stuff. Fix these things, because I moved them. Okay, honestly, it would probably... Nah, let's not do that. Let's just stick to this system. Simple multiplicative blending. I don't suppose using additive blending is the smartest way to improve the way your light affects the environment, because that's what I'm doing right now. Additive blending for the lights, because it tends to it tends to maximize some certain tones a little too much. Add your lights on the surface. Then multiply the surface with the background. Multiply? Well, which blending mode? Because I'm using BM add for all my like lights, right? Because the way my lights work is that if I like pluck a light right now, there's my light. It just punches through the darkness, right? And if I add ambience, this is the stuff that I can actually add color to. Right, so I'm already using BM add on the lights, that's what I was saying. But somebody said that using additive blending is not the smartest way to go about doing that stuff. Unless you're unless you're talking about something else. Okay, fine. And use destination color 0 on the surface. That is interesting. So when you draw, hold on. So when you draw a surface, one second. Let me take a look at this. So I have my surface with the blending stuff down here. So this is my darkness, and this is my ambience, which is the, you know, the additive stuff. So, and I use BM add for the additive stuff. So BM add on the lights. I think I'm actually doing that. Ambience, yeah, BM add on all the lights, so that's actually being done. So what you're saying is this stuff. Let's see. Uh-oh. GPU set blend mode. That's, oh yeah, right, that's a compatibility script. So you're saying that I have to use GPU set blend mode, destination color, and 0. Okay, so I have to use, where's that advanced one? GPU set blend mode extended. Source and destination. So this source destination color. Okay, so source destination color, and you say BM 0 for this stuff. Okay. And I'm missing something. Oh, what the fuck? Hold on, that's the wrong argument. GPU set blend mode. What? Hold on a second. One moment. Sorry, people checking if I'm alive in my programming dungeon. GPU set blend mode extended. Okay. Extended. There we go. Oopsie. Hold on. Friggin' autocomplete. Works when you don't need it, doesn't work when you need it. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Destination color, destination 0. Uh-huh. Did I reset? Yeah, I did. What? Draw surface black. And then draw surface... I guess I should probably, if I'm using GPU, set blend mode BM normal or BM underscore, yeah, normal, maybe. This should be done with your light surface. Ah, right. Okay, got it. So it's totally relevant for this stuff. Ah, I see what you're talking about. Okay, but that wouldn't work on my end because I'm using the light surface to punch through the darkness. The light surface is not the visible one. This is the visible one. But that's okay. You know, it's fine. System works the way it is. I'll check out your tutorial once that comes out. I can't be hung up on the lighting system for much longer. Gotta work on this stuff. Oh Jesus. It's a large bush. This is the kind of stuff I'm actually going to be also implementing with It is true. Oh, that's what you mean. Oh, okay, so what are you actually using on the blackness surface then? Because that is the stuff that I'm drawing, that is the final surface that I'm drawing right now. And it is indeed only drawing the darkness on top of whatever sprites are below. So this is the surface that I'm actually supposed to be drawing with some sort of a blend mode that does it more intelligibly than just drawing black color on top of content that's below. Oh man, I really need some animated sprites for this place. But what you're talking about right now is adjusting the way the light punches through the darkness. That's basically what you're talking about. Because I figured you were talking about the way the darkness encompasses your surrounding area. So, I mean, in my case, I am using an additive blending mode on when I'm putting all my lights into the surface. That's supposed to collect all my lights, basically. Contain all my lights. And then I'm just drawing it with a blending mode SRC. Okay, so this is actually where I should probably try your blend mode. Let's see, do I still have it in my... Yeah, I still have it in memory. Okay. So this is where I'm supposed to be doing it. Surface black. There it is. Okay, so... Can you set the blend mode to surface draw event, or just set the blend mode like this? Okay, let's see. To punch through the darkness, BM add is... Well, no, that's different. Yeah, let me just take a look at this, just for the sake of experimentation. Whoopsie. Okay, never mind. Never mind. That was not the effect that I was expecting. To punch through the darkness, BM add is correct, but I'm using BM SRC colors, so BM add, and this is just mindless stuff, mindless variable changing right now. Not actually doing anything intelligible. Intelligable. Here we go. Yeah, okay. So, never mind. Never mind, that's okay. I figured you meant that you had a blending mode that was more suited to drawing the darkness onto your game content. Because that would actually be interesting. Because darkness in real life affects dark objects differently than it affects light objects, when there's still some sort of a light source. You need the right kind of darkness, yeah. Okay. Alright. Okay. Unless... Hold on. When I set this thing to BM color, so no, BM add, my lights are full-blown lights. The darkness is either black non-transparent for darkness or black fully transparent for lightness. Not black or white. It's not a grayscale shift, right? Because if I use BM, do you use any blending modes when you actually draw the stuff? Okay, 1 second. So, editing lights. Here we go. And if I tone down, no. Yeah, okay, so this is not... Maybe it's because in my case I have separated the concept of lights acting as lights and lights acting as things that punch through the darkness. Alright, whatever. If it works, it works for now. I'll just stick to that. Okay, one more thing that I actually wanted to do is I want to go into the last level, and I kind of want to try out different color for the backgrounds. Yeah, I'll check out your tutorial once that comes out so that I could actually see what you mean by your system. Okay. So in my case, I really want to see if I can pick a better suited color for the background. Oh, it's already out. Cool. I'll check it out once that comes out. Or once I get a moment of freedom. Moment of freedom from my own oppression. Hot damn. Let's see. Saving resources. I don't think I hit compile. Got it. Got it. Standard way for doing lights. And I can already feel Chrome gobbling up my my memory, so that's fantastic. Das ist fantastisch. I have a feeling that today is gonna be the day I get to actually work on the visuals more. Okay. So one thing that I am not too fond of is the whole teal color of the environment. Not too fond of that concept. But then again, this monitor sucks. So, oh, it looks even more teal on that side. It actually looks greener on that side. Okay. So what I want to do is I actually probably want to try to, first of all, tone down the transparency. You can't change the color of the background via code, can you? Because there's a background set blend, which only deals with the tint of your color. So technically your hue. But there's no value or saturation, because I would much rather have it set in code. Either that or maybe make a white sprite, put it into white sprite, put it into the background, and maybe there's like a blend mode for the background that I can use. Change the color via blend modes. Okay, so I have this thing. Let's see. Controller. Right. Object controller. I see Coxie's a little starstruck. Just a bit. Just fangirling just a tiny bit. Ah, man. Okay, so in the object controller, in the step event, I'm setting my, I think it's no step event for sure. Here we go. So this is the ambient background. I want to probably use 0.4. Right, so background blend should change the color as expected, but you can't change the value of the color. That's the thing. You like the value dark to white, so that's probably, like, I think that's the most suited way of doing it in, okay, wrong level. Most suited way of doing it is here, so by being able to pick the value. Speaking of which, this is a pretty dark value background too. It actually looks a little too teal. Make color SHV, yes. So I can make color using that. Wait, can I use? Okay, so apparently color background blend means totally different. Let's see, than what I thought it meant. Come on, make. No, not make color. Layer background blend. So blend the color to blend the background sprite with. So I should keep my backgrounds white and use the code to set the color then. Okay, I see how it is. Okay, so I can just use make color HSV for that. So, did GameMaker Studio fix, or Studio 2 fix the whole shibacle with the hex codes, where you had to move one of the hex code values over, you know, because it was not in the right order? So let's try this out. Background, set it to white. Background, set it to white. Background, set it to white. And finally, background, set it to white. I just want to see what it was. Blue, green, red instead of RGB. Yeah, that was kind of weird. Let me put that into notes actually. Yeah, okay, that's useless. Okay. Now this looks pretty cool. It's very devoid of color. It's a totally different feel, which I still am going to use. Just I want to have some variety in this stuff. So get rid of that. So let's try the code then. That's for the alpha. And this is for the color. Yeah. It took me a while to finally realize that I should probably just use the same tiles of the probably use the same tiles that I use for the rest of the level in order to keep the style consistent, because I was coming up, I was trying to draw my like rock formations. I was trying to draw my rock formations in Photoshop, and it came out looking like Donkey Kong Country graphics. I actually still have it here. Assets, background parallax. Oh, maybe I don't. I think I deleted it. No, still here. Look at this. Don't open Photoshop. Here we go. Look at this. Does this not look like Donkey Kong Country stuff? It totally doesn't fit. I just had this floating turd popsicle floating in the background, slowly parallaxing away. Oh god. Okay, layer. Set. Not set. Layer, background, blend. Okay. Yeah, so you know, if I ever want to make like a retro looking game, like N64 retro looking game, I'll do that. Thankfully, I did not have to draw all those ridges. I just used the like extreme settings in Photoshop's bevel effect on a layer, and I just drew the different squiggles, and it added the ridges for me. So that's why it looked kind of like it was made in 3D. It looks like a big piece of chocolate just floating in the background. So let's make the color. BG underscore color equals make color HSV. So this is where I can probably pick the color using this thing. So I still want to have like a bluish tint. I want to have it more or less white, but hold on. Is Photoshop? No, Photoshop's not open. Okay. Jenko! Welcome back. Jenko looking through YouTube. Smells like dog. GM Wolf must be on the stream now. Okay. Let's try this color. So, ooh, wait, hold on. Oh no, the hex converter. Can you use hex values? I think I remember using hex values. Hexadecimals. Color functions. Note that you can also create colors from their hexadecimal values using the $sign beforehand. Okay. So how about I will do that. So instead of this, I'll just do and. Here we go. So background. So what else did you animate? I animated all of the elevator doors. It even looks better than I had it in Flash. It actually looks better because the way you know, when Flash exports stuff, the anti-aliasing that the Flash imposes on the sprites is it just sodomizes your animation. So for now, I think the elevator was the last sprite that truly did not necessarily have to be animated in outside of GameMaker Studio. Okay, so I'm gonna go with just Arial 1 and the color of background color. And there's 4 aerial perspective backgrounds. I know I can use a loop for this, but that's okay. Yeah, it's just like using buffers for drawing stuff instead of 7,000 lights in the room. Oh, what was I thinking? 7,000 lights. Okay, I think this is correct. Layer get ID, background get ID. Hey! Wow, man. I'm gonna have so much fun with these things. There's a world of possibilities with these hues, but the story does not ask for a warm light though. And once again, the hexadecimal values are broken. I have a script that fixes it though. Let's see. Script. I remember having a script at least. SRC color. That's the script. So, script, color, and I put in this thing, and it spews out the correct color. Who uses BGR? Yeah. People from like Atari home computer system era. The Casio something or whatnot. Well, it seems like the Twitch stream is deserted as it is. Oh no, it's not. Holy shit. Morton Bartons. Thank you for sticking around. Yes! Thank you. It's actually working. So now what I want to find out is what happens when I tone down the value. Like halfway. Like that. And I don't need to actually see the parallax backgrounds. So like that. This must be American with their inches and Fahrenheit. And their footballs. I'm out of tea. GM Wolf sitting all offended. Yeah. Canada, I think it depends on the person, but I think so, but I'm just using whatever I'm using. Okay, so one thing is I probably want to add just a bit of saturation to the top layer. Just a bit of saturation. I haven't seen Southpaw in a while. He has been slacking off. Okay, so I do not see the top layer. Why not? What if I set it to fully transparent? Or fully shown? No, he wasn't here yesterday, was he? I haven't seen him, I think. Oh, maybe he was here yesterday. Because I feel like I haven't seen him ever since we were programming until like 5 in the morning. Me trying to figure out the lighting system stuff. Okay, here we go. Yeah, okay, the top layer is not showing. Why is that? It's here. So what if I say C white? Yeah, took him long enough. Find out that I'm insane. Alright, let's see, come on. I know why. I don't set the variable to enable the frickin' thing. Okay, now let's see if this works. You actually just do that. I feel like my next step would be to create a system for adjusting the background stuff on a per level basis inside of the game so that I don't have to compile it all the time. And I feel like that's exactly what I'm gonna do now. Wowza! Excuse me. Let me just not do that. 0.2. Let's run this. So I think I just might actually do that. I'll implement a system for adjusting the parallax color and the alpha. Okay, I just need to take one moment. I will be right back. Don't mind me. Be right back. Okay, here we go. All right. Whoopsie. So, let's go ahead and say that per level, I'm only going to be using 4 ambient, 4 ambient, 4 aerial perspective backgrounds, and 1 color for all 4 backgrounds. And I will deal with that at some point later on. So, let me do this. obj emb kit light master. This thing will contain aerial color, aerial alpha 1, aerial alpha 2, alpha 3, and alpha 4. So we'll start with zeros. We'll start with C white. And this is going to be stored in the lighting code as well. Aerial color alpha 1, 2, 3. Closest to player camera. Furthest from camera. Okay. Now then, I'm going to add where's the variable where I can switch stuff? Shadows. Aerial. So we're going to go to shadows. We can say case. Aerial. Okay. In the draw event, let's go ahead and make our stuff. In fact, I should put this into an and region and region. GUI. Shadows. So first of all, 1 plus mouse scroll color. 2, 3, 4. Actually, it's probably best that I actually stick to the right convention. So 3, 4, and 5. So 1 is alpha for 1, which is furthest. For alpha for 2, alpha for 3, alpha for 4. And this is for color. Closest, furthest. Okay. Now, if editing mode is aerial, I'm going to have to. I'm gonna make a funky little editor for it. If dev mode is equals to true. So this is for ambient darkness, aerial, perspective, editor. So if aerial, then we're gonna say point distance from Janko, you're coming out too strong. Alright? Wolf's getting insecure. He thinks you're too clingy. He's a strong, independent man who don't need no woman. Okay. Point distance. View x plus view width divided by 2. View y plus 100. 2 mouse x mouse y actually, well, that's for point distance. As a matter of fact, let's not use mouse scroll wheel. Instead, mouse X, mouse X, mouse X, mouse X. Okay, this would actually make it a lot better. So, editing aerial mode. First of all, oh man, that's right. Okay, there's gonna be more than just that. We're gonna have color. HSV color. Saturation value. How do you spell saturation? 2 T's? Nope, 1 T. Saturation. Alright, thanks, Wolf. See you next time. The stream is bad. And you should feel bad. Are you talking about the stream dropping out or buffering or whatnot, or are you just joking? Because if it's technical issues, then I'm gonna have to look into that. Spaghetti's better. Okay, so 5, 6, and 7. So I will have to say aerial color. Okay, so aerial hue. Saturation value. And then I'm gonna use, that's very specific, 27 minutes. All right. I'll be back in 27 minutes. I just need to perform an abortion real quick. Make color HSV. So what kind of values do you take? Value 0 to 255. Okay. Zero to 255. So let's go with hue of 0, saturation of 0, and value of 225. Half of my subscriptions are gonna stream today. If Wolf is too. Better clear up that bandwidth. You'd be like Back to the Future. Got Wolf over here, got some Weather Channel over there, got some other streams just all over the same thing. Yeah, I know. I saw the comment. He's gonna be streaming stuff. Cool. Surface exists. Okay. Aerial. So this is where I'm gonna be doing if keyboard check ordinary key 1. Then alpha 1 equals view x equals mouse x minus view x. I'll probably have to divide that by 2 as well. Whoops. Divide that by 2, because the width of my view is 1440, so maybe like by 4. I'll have to actually draw the thing for this. So anyways, let's keep going. 2, 3, 4, and then hue, saturation, and color. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Then we've got 5, 6, 7, and this is gonna be hue sat val. Hue sat val. Should I make these global variables? Nah, it's okay. Let it give me an error if it doesn't see the light master object. That'll teach me not to put that object in the game. Okay. So the one thing that I want to do is to also display this stuff once it's happening. I just want to display a graph. Right. So if keyboard check three, 4, 1, 2, 3. So this happens. Right. I need this. Oh yeah. Don't need the last one. I know I should make a script for that, but I don't want to. I'm already done, you know. Not everything needs to be put into a script. It's something that I've learned a long time ago. Unfortunately, it's just, you can get just lost in all of that stuff. Anyways, draw, line, color. Or just draw line width from view X, view Y plus view height divided by 2 to view X. Okay, so basically to the same thing. Width of 5, but view X is gonna be essentially it's gonna be 255 multiplied by 4. Multiplied by 4. Let's try this out. right. So, editing shadows. Hey. Where is my last one? Let me actually switch to Dominion soundtrack. This one. Now, if I'm shadows, switch to aerial. If I'm aerial, switch to none. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, yeah, that's right. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 7 is value. Oh yeah, and whoopsie. The color is now going to be make color hue saturation value obj ambient master dot. Ooh, come on, come on. Fucking taking forever. Hue. Hue. Saturation value. Half-baked oven fries. Ah, man, I haven't had breakfast yet. Value. Okay, get out of here. So this... Oh, not... No, no, I'm not done yet. Don't start compiling shit. Okay, so... Now... The... Hue saturation value. Now the fade is, however, going to be custom made. And by that I mean it's going to be Arial Alpha 1 and yada yada yada. Alpha 2, 3, 4. half-baked fries. I should make a microwave baked potato. It's actually pretty doable. Like, I've done it before. It's delicious. It's quick. It's potatoes. Maybe I'm gonna do that. Just give me like a little bit. Okay, so what do we got here? Not said before reading. Of course. Because I have to do this stuff. If instance exists, obj ambient light kit master. Only do this stuff when that is present. Yes. Why is this indented at the same level? What am I, a heathen? Where is this from? Where is the if statement that starts this? I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation. And I'm sure that there's a shortcut to finding it too. It's like all the way up here, isn't it? It's all the... Hold on. It's all the way up here. Where the fuck is it? Where the fuck does this thing belong to? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay. Not said before reading. Ambient, like it master, layer background alpha. So is this outside? Unless I misspelled it. Get ID. Wait, background. Get ID. Wait, hold on a second. Did I put it in the wrong? What is this? Blend. Background color. It's definitely in here. If instance exists. Hold on, which line was that on? I'm pretty sure it's in this line. Also need to see stuff. That's the alpha. That's the background. Object underscore ambient kit Arial alpha 1, 2, 3, 4. If it doesn't show the variable name, then it just doesn't see it. Okay, here we go. Line 317. Not said before reading. Step event. Line 317. And it's on Arial Alpha 2, nonetheless. 317. So why doesn't it fire it for Alpha 1? Alpga. What the Yep, iRoyal is totally what I wanted to write. Okay, Arial, Alpha, 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 Alpha. Fuck me, I need my glasses. I swear to God, we have like a house troll. It fucking steals my one pair of glasses when I actually fucking need it. That little shit. It's like fucking Harry Potter, fucking Dobby stealing my shit. I'm gonna have to kidnap him, put him in a BDSM costume. Dobby got clothes! Shut up, put your gag on. Oh, that's horrible. Alright, here we go. First of all, let's try this out. Okay, so it works very terribly because I'm not multiplying it, I'm dividing it. Because why the fuck would I multiply it? Here we go. It's in down here somewhere. Or it's up here actually. Motherfucker. I need to like, hold on. Full screen that shit. It's annoying. Do I know about block select in GMS2? Not really. Can't say that I do. Tell me all about it. If I know the trend by now, it's something that I've been missing all this time. Okay, now where am I setting? Oh, never mind. This is the wrong object. Okay, how do I make this not full screen now? Ugh. Okay, so this is actually in here. Step event. It's a code editor. Hold in the code editor. Hold on Alt and click and drag on the diagonal. Alt. Oh no, I know about that. Yes, yes. So you can actually like type stuff up like wee. So that's pretty useful. Somebody else mentioned that in the chat. That was like, wow, that's amazing. It is indeed. There we go. Of course I'm dividing it by 4. Why wouldn't I? Why would I be a smart human being? I know, it's awesome. Okay, here we go. Actually, as one last thing that I want to put in here is when I draw this line, I also want to draw a thing first of all. So exactly at Vx. Okay, exactly at these coordinates. And exactly at these coordinates, I want to draw text that says 0. And I will put like plus maybe 10 pixels to that. In fact, this has to be plus 11. Height minus 16. Minus 16. Beautiful. And now this will have to be over here. Vx plus view plus 255 multiplied by 4 Vx plus 255 multiplied by 4. Now this will say 255, I think? 255. Just for easy graphing stuff. Yeah, the function really helps you out with like repetitive stuff. Like for example, I had this stuff coded back in 1.4, so that was a bitch and a half to adjust. I had to create like custom temporary variables, like all of this stuff. Just, you know, displacing stuff for the GUI, and that was not fun at all. Okay, so editing aerial perspective. So, once again, I am editing the thing, but I'm not actually incorporating the values. Maybe I was supposed to divide it by 4. But I'm not doing it in every single instance. Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely supposed to divide it by 4. So it's the total distance of mouse X mouse X minus view X. This is the point where I'm gonna have to actually draw this thing for a moment. Show debug message that. And I'm gonna have to get rid of the other show debug message because that's not supposed to be there. This one. Where is it? Yeah, get rid of this. Alright, let's see what it reports. Repertoires. Ruperto. Alpha 1, Alpha 2, Alpha 3, Alpha 4. Here we go. Okay, let's take a look at this thing. So, maybe I need to floor the value. So that is that. Let's see if perhaps I need to floor it. Man, they need to have shortcuts set up. Like, if I want to floor this entire variable, I would just select the entire thing, press the shortcut, and would put that into the floor thing. Because they have shortcuts, press F4. But it's like, it's not even being displayed on the right thing. So it is reporting correct. Ah! Ha! Excuse me. Pardon me. While I... Okay. I got it. Let's see if I can use... So, let's see if I can use a lerp to interpolate the position between view X and mouse X into... No, interpolate wouldn't work. What's the function that you can supply a minimum and a maximum, and then you supply where you are, and that will return a percentage? So let's say you supply, well, okay, I can probably come up with like that function via code, but there's a specific function made for that. It's like you supply value, minimal value 0, maximum value 100, and the value you're checking is 50, and it returns you the percentage, which is like from 0 to 1. I think there is. Let me see. Let me look in the value function. So it's like along the lines of the same as like ABS, absolute values. Here we go. What do I have? So real number functions, trigonometrical functions, random. No, maybe not. No, not rounding. Miscellaneous. So there's lerp. First value, second value, amount to interpolate. Actually, that's exactly what lerp does. But it's a little bit weird. Because it doesn't actually, it just returns the value in between those two values. But, okay. Alright, fine. I think I can just kind of get this stuff done. So this thing will return. I need to convert the value that this returns into a value between 0 and 1. So I need this to be 0 to be 0, this to be 100. So I think and okay, so I know the maximum. The maximum is 255 multiplied by 4. Oh man, this is where the math classes actually start kicking in, which is not good news for me. Okay, how do you find out percentage of something? You divide it by 100 and then multiply by whatever value you've got. So I think that's what I'm supposed to do, isn't it? No, that will return the type of the percent. It'd be easier if I just actually, so 255 multiplied by 4 is my maximum. Then 255 is the maximum. So what is this value out of this value? Let me Google that formula. Hold on. What percentage is a number of another number formula? What was the percentage there? Percentage calculator. Tell me there's a formula there. Nope, it's just a percentage calculator. Not very useful. How to calculate percentage of a number? Use percentage formula. Oh Jesus! How to find x if p percent? Okay. How to find percent if x is y? Motherfucker. Percentage a number is of another number. You have two numbers, n and m. Let's give the percentage a name 2. Call it p. So m should be p% of n. Otherwise... Ah! Okay, here we go. So percentage multiplied by equals m. So if we multiply both sides, yeah, here we go. Okay. 100 multiplied by m divided by n. Really? Is that what it is? So we will get this if we have numbers n and m. M should be p% of n. Okay, so this value I will multiply by 100. Alright, bracketception. And then, yeah. And then I will divided by n. So this. And the result, I need to divide by 100 to get my decimal point. Divide by 100. So this should give me a value and let me probably just take a look at this thing for now. Alright, here we go. Come on. Let's see. It's actually working, I think. I can't see my cursor. So, but it's too far. Because if I actually get into this and press 1. So this is 25. Okay, so just don't divide it by 4. Because of reasons. That should do it. I've managed to invert lerp. Yeah. I'm not going down there. Okay, beautiful. The formulas, the like grade 7 math formulas. Finding the percentage of, okay, okay, and then press 1. Okay, almost, not quite. Oh no, it's working. It's just I need to also remove this stuff from here. So copy this. Really? I want to invert x 1000 01. Well, no, I have a minimum number and I have a maximum number, and I need to find out what is the number that I have is the percentage of. And I found the formula, and I'm just using it. It's like grade 7 math formula that we were all told to remember, and I'm not touching this. And this can go to hell. I don't want to do lerp and that. I've already figured it out. I've already got it. No need to go into alternate dimension shenanigans, alright? I don't want to open a portal to the alternate dimension. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. And number 1 sets the alpha of 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. So now let's pick an appropriate color. Hue, saturation, and I see it doesn't go beyond that. And, well, and value. Hue. Brilliant. Okay, so I've got my tool. The only thing I would like to do is to put in my maximums. So if Arial alpha is above 1, set it to 1. And there's no way to go below 0 because it reuses the edge of the screen to do this. Two, 3, 3, 4, 4. With this stuff, if Arial hue is above 255, set Arial hue to 255. Don't need to go above and beyond. GameMaker doesn't like it. Hue, saturation, value. Well, when I say beautiful, I'm more like Bruce Almighty kind of beautiful. Beautiful. You know. Beautiful. Okay. Beautiful. Shut up. Let's see. Okay, so let's bring up 4. And let's pick our hue saturation value. So hue, let's go with a nice cold color. Saturation. See what happens if I go value 0, but so it basically makes another darkness layer, which could be useful. But if I go hue saturation value, bring up this thing, let's pick our color. So blue, I like the greenish tint. That greenish tint did some interesting stuff. If anything, I could go with like a brown. Just turn the saturation all the way down. Same thing for value. Now, let's turn up the background, the foreground, well, the parallax stuff. And now we can kind of adjust the stuff based on even numbers. Now, I do actually want to go into the draw event. Arrow to the knee, arrow to the leg. It's like Batman. I used to be a normal man just like you, until I took the bullet to my parents. Where's my draw stuff? There's my draw stuff. So I want to actually draw the values that I'm getting here. Here. So This also should be mouse X for consistency purposes. And after this, I can say plus value string, and let's go ahead and get our values. So alpha 1, value. If I want this stuff to actually be kind of consistent, I probably want to do kind of this plus furthest. So it's going to be 4. Then I'll do this. Plus string 4 and closest to camera. Hey, don't you be putting words in my mouth now. Color. Color value. I should probably put some sort of intelligible divider there. Plus, whoops, plus, I'll also put this value plus and value plus. Okay. Just that I could actually see these things. This is the camera. Okay. Three, 4. Oh, I see a thing there. Forgot the this bit. Okay. So now I can actually see the different values, so I can actually do like do like that, make sure they all have the same values, because that seems to work the best. Because that's how, like, I can actually hold down all 4 also. Whoopsie. There we go. Hue. Hue. Saturation. Val. My chair alone sounds like an old Victorian home. How do you pronounce Jav? Java? Unless you're talking like Java is in JavaScript. Nice. So if I go to like 3, I can still kind of match it back up. But if I want to really bring out the fog, I'd probably want to do something like this, and the very top one like this. So now, hue, maybe something, I want to go with something cold. Saturation, welcome to Silent Hill, value. There we go, now we're talking. So this is the stuff that I like to see without having to hue saturation. This is the kind of stuff that I like to see without actually having to run the game every single time or compile the game. This is really cool. Yeah, so Java by Oracle. Java. Really? All the way at the bottom. Oh, this area is very infuriating. I am not sure how we're gonna do this. But it's doable. It's totally doable. It's gotta be pro, man. Not bad. Maybe turn down 3 just a bit. Or turn up. See that kind of stuff, but that's alright. The bright pink version, okay. Let's see. It's hue, saturation. Yeah, here we go. Even better. Oh man, this brings up a whole lot of abilities and possibilities. Oh man. Okay, so the only thing that's left here is to implement this stuff when I'm saving it. So lights, light mask, lights. Well, I'm not building Uncharted 4, and I don't have a couple of 100 people working for me, so excuse me if I need to distribute my labor properly. Okay, so outside, so we have this thing. No, that's build lights. I need to save lights. I will also need to build lights. Okay, so where am I saving? Here's the ambient light. That's the instance number. That's the amount of lights. So this stuff. Master settings. Okay. Aerial 1. Alpha. Aerial 2 alpha, aerial 3, aerial 4 alpha. Then hue, saturation, and value. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. And then we've got aerial 1. Hue, saturation, value. Now the way this works is it's gonna read going to read obj underscore ambient light kit master, and we're gonna read aerial alpha 1. That is correct. This is aerial alpha 2, 2, 3, 4. Afterwards, it's going to be aerial hue, aerial saturation, aerial value. So that's that, and now I need to load this stuff. So, let's see. Where's the ambient stuff? Created light. Instance create layer. Lighting, ambient kit light. No, that's not it. Where is... There we go, the very first stuff. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So, global light. So this is obj underscore ambient light kit master. And aerial alpha. You got a new song for me. Oh yay. I can't wait to hear it. I am so excited. I hope it sounds unique. Hue, saturation, and value. Okay. So, master settings. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hue, saturation, and value. All right, I believe this should actually save all of the stuff. Now, there's a slight chance I might get an error. Oh boy. You have now put the song into a short URL so that I don't know what it is. I am giddy with excitement. Watch it be gay porn. Yeah. Amy McDonald, this is... What? I can dig this. Okay, I also realized that it's playing back into the stream, so Let's hope I'm not gonna get a copyright strike. So I can totally dig this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like shit. If I'm getting a copyright strike, it's only because I've been playing my own music. In fact, stop this. Stop this before, you know. If I'm getting a copyright strike, it's because of my own fucking music. 1 second. Let me put up something from my album so that if I get a copyright strike, it only does that. Because I think the system is still a little finicky with the whole thing. Okay, here we go. Alright, here we go. My own music. Decimal album. Here we go. Nymph. Sure. Now let's blast it up so that the volume overshadows the bullshit. Overshadows the music from the other thing. We're doing this. I'm still putting this song into this game, but there's a special way that I gotta use it. That's okay, you don't need to hear me. Also, this would be a great point where I could buy myself a sidechain compressor so that I could talk and still have music. One second. Someone knocking? Ooh. No. Alright, another one. I need another one. What's a good one? Here's a nice long one. the last track in the album. Okay. So, does it load? I don't know, I can't tell. What were the values? I think it loaded some of them, not all of them. So that means I wrote the wrong variables in the either load of, yep. There we go. Somebody followed me just now on Twitter. Not Twitter, Twitch I mean. And by that I mean Twatch. Quality viewership. It's already 4 o'clock. Jesus. Fuck, my webcam fell off. Thank you for choosing the Milo Bungee Jump Simulator. Please come again. Let me see if my program... Oh no, that's probably a bad idea. Beautiful. It's actually working. So now I can do the stuff per level. The only thing is I need to... The variables are going to be there. I only need to implement... Oof. I'm going to have to put in these parallax, these aerial perspective background layers into every single room I have. So at least that works. Beautiful. So let's get back to the matter at hand. Actually making my levels. See if the code is going to actually give me an error when it's trying to find a layer that doesn't exist. And I should pluck the lighting object in there as well. Yes. You only get to eat if you help me. No help, no food. Now go back in your box. Seriously, thanks for helping me figure out the texture page stuff. That was a huge relief. You have a list of things I have to tick off? Okay, do tell. Oh, there we go. I feel like the sprite does not actually have... Ah, screw it. If it works, it works. Pixelation shader. Oh, make me a blur shader, okay? If you can make me a blur shader, then we'll talk. No, don't do that. He's actually gonna make a blur shader. Don't do that. I want to figure that shit out for myself. Okay, so I'm gonna actually plug in my thing here. Oh, hold on. 1 second. I feel like somebody's knocking me constantly. Whoa. Oh, somebody's working downstairs. All that knocking makes me a blur shader that doesn't sample every pixel in the area. I'm not sure how that kind of shader can be still effective, but okay, you're the boss. I mean effective at blurring, because the idea behind blurring is that you duplicate what's on the screen a whole bunch of times and displace it. And the larger the sample size, the more blur you achieve. You just skip every second pixel. Okay, so that's understandable. Sounds like a workaround. Whoopsie. No, okay. So Do you still keep the second parameter at 0? Please look and calculate. Okay, got it. Got it. Okay, so here's my plan for the next little bit. I'm going to grab some food. And by food, I mean grab some breakfast food. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. Not. Slide like this. Oh lord. Okay, let's move it like this. So that's a thing. Oh yeah, and the lights, the light disable there. Maybe I should also implement a variable per each room that I can use to tell how far am I going to deactivate the lights from, because that light gets deactivated right there. So that sounds like something that I should really implement. Okay, for now, let me save these lights. Save them. Oh, cancel. Save. I'm going to stop the stream. I'm going to get some food. Give me about 30 minutes, 45 maybe tops, and I'll come back and I'll continue doing this. This is only a 4-hour stream, so let's keep it below that. All right, be right back. Gonna grab some food. End of statement.